Die embarrassingly in a video game, and instead of a nomination for a Darwin Award, you're usually offered another chance, whether that's reloading a save, getting sent back to a checkpoint, or starting another run. But occasionally, just occasionally, a game can't let you get on with your new life and will try to bruise your ego for messing up. It'll mark your death permanently on your achievement or trophy list, forever reminding you, and anyone else who cares to look, of that time you got yourself killed. Oh man, brace yourself for some mean achievements that mocked you for dying. Beware spoilers and derision from the following games.
What seems to be the ruckus?
Oh my, your face.
You don't need to have played Dark Souls to know it's a hard game, because anyone who has played it will tell you without you even needing to bring it up. For example, every bone in my body wants to tell you how hard Calamite is.
Deep breaths.
Thank you. I'm working on it. Anyway, Dark Souls, with its bonfire checkpoints and rock-hard bosses, is infamously difficult. When the sequel came along and maybe players imagined that it might go a bit easier on them, Dark Souls 2 wanted to quickly and completely disabuse them of that notion.
You lose your souls. All of them. Over and over again.
Cool. Thanks for the reception, though I would have preferred a welcome basket. Presumably afraid that this introduction of cackling women was too subtle of a hint, developer FromSoft decided to put in a trophy/achievement that would truly purge from its players any remaining hope. The first time you effed up in Dark Souls 2 and got killed by some local monstrosity, for example getting caught by an ogre and having your head chewed off, you'd get a special notification to let you know that, sorry bub, you know what you signed up for? This is Dark Souls. Well, this is actually Dark Souls 2, but whatever, we get the message. For any Dark Souls optimist hoping that maybe they do better in the sequel, that maybe this game wouldn't be quite so punishing, this very much set the bar for the rest of the game. So expect to see a lot more deaths by ogre, you scrub. Still, those things have nothing on Calamite. Oh god, I'm sorry, I couldn't stop myself.
Have you ever taken an island holiday and thought, I wish this would never end?
Well, someone who will never think that ever again is Colt from Deathloop, an assassin stuck reliving the same day over and over again on Black Reef Island, a place where everyone wears weird masks and wants to kill Colt.
It's like Groundhog Day with a lot more machine guns. So, better.
Instead of using this infinite time loop to learn how to play the piano, Colt must gather information to work out how to kill his targets. This includes playing through the loop multiple times, with the day ending either when you choose it to, or if and when Colt dies.
Ouch! I don't want to repeat that. To help players out, the game gives you the ability Reprise, which, rather than forcing you to restart the entire loop after one lousy death, gives you 3 lives.
It's cold and weird.
Instead of immediately dying because you fell off a cliff or got caught up in a big gunfight, with Reprise you rewind your steps a few feet so you can have another shot at not getting killed, or just get the hell out of dodge. On top of this, every time you enter or re-enter a district on the island, the Reprise ability refreshes, so in order to die and end the loop, you actually have to be killed thrice in a single area. If and when that happens, Deathloop is all too ready to rub it in your face with the trophy Die, Die and Die Again, letting all your gaming pals know that you died not once, but 3 times in one level. I don't suppose I could restart the day to avoid getting the trophy. Not how it works? Okay, fine.
The streets taught him who he could trust.
Get it, 7-7-30, I'm riding dirty.
And gave him the skills to survive.
I'm riding for real. How you like me now?
So that Dark Souls 2 achievement I talked about might be soul-crushingly mean, but hey, at least it's not totally humiliating. Everyone dies in Dark Souls. The same cannot be said for this next game. In the noughties, rapper 50 Cent was not only dropping banger tracks, he was also releasing shooty bang bang video games. I believe that's the technical term.
It's not.
50 Cent's 2009 game 50 Cent Blood on the Sand was extremely of its time, in that it was a gritty cover-based shooter that set out to embarrass any player who dared to play on easy. See, some players prefer to have a chiller, low challenge time with the game because, hey, maybe they wanted to focus on the amazing storytelling.
Her name is Leela, Kamal's right hand.
That bitch has got my skull, and I want it back. I need weapons.
But choose easy mode and 50 Cent is not happy that you don't have a hustler's ambition. Like the song by 50 Cent. Should you get yourself killed in easy mode, the game will reward you with the achievement Not Bulletproof, a reference both to Fiddy's previous game, 50 Cent Bulletproof, and how riddled with bullets you are. And as if to rub salt in the wound, it's worth an entire 0G. And yes, that's 0G, not OG as in original gangster. Nice try though.
She's seen us! Run!
2 upsides for most of these achievements is that they're only for 1 death and, hey, you're the only one who has to see it shamefully pop up. Not so with Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris, which, while also having a single player option, lets you raid tombs with up to 3 friends, online or off. One of you plays Lara Croft herself, 2 of you are actual ancient Egyptian gods, Isis and Horus, and 1 of you is just some dude named Carter. Shotgun not it. It's because of this couch co-op mode that you can get an achievement pop-up so embarrassing that you'll never invite anyone over for a game night ever again. Not even if they promise to bring over their good homemade guac. Should you be out adventuring with your co-op buddies and die more than any of them in a tomb, you'll pop the achievement, hey, at least you're the best at something. Hey, I'm the best at other things.
Such as?
Homemade guac? Second best is a type of best.
Okay.
We don't know about you, but for our money, this public shaming of your gaming misfortunes definitely takes the shine off any treasures you might have found. Also, house rules, first person to pop this achievement has to play as Carter.
Roguelikes are procedurally generated dungeon crawlers where every time you play, each area is slightly different from the last time you were there. Like when you came back from university the first time and your bedroom had mysteriously been transformed into a home gym. In roguelike Returnal, the dungeon is actually the surface of the alien planet Atropos, home to a bunch of horrible squiggly monsters who all seem to be very mad that you're here. Perhaps because they assumed you'd stay at uni over the summer and had already called dibs on the elliptical. Now, in theory, it is possible for you to complete Returnal in 1 run without being killed by an enemy. But judging by how many Returnal players have unlocked this next achievement, you probably haven't. See, protagonist Celine Vassos is stuck in a time loop, and having poor Celine die over and over again, only to be plunged back into this alien world of the living, is very much built into the narrative of the game.
I can do this.
To acclimatise players to Celine dying and being flung back to the beginning over and over and over again, the developers put in an achievement for your very first death called Eternal Return. This trophy popping up on screen dashes all your hopes of being a cool one-run champ and instead establishes the vibe of how your playthrough is much more likely to go. Also, should your friends look closely at when you unlocked various trophies in the game, they can probably take a guess at when you first got by a space monster. Which is actually something I only realised right now, so if you just excuse me, I'm gonna go make my PSN profile private.
If you've somehow managed to avoid playing one of the 30 or so Resident Evil games that now exist, there aren't many better places to start than Resident Evil HD Remaster, which was released in 2015. Confusingly, this was an HD remaster of an existing remake that originally appeared on the GameCube. But what you really need to know is that with its higher quality backgrounds and much more detailed character models, this is the best way to experience the first chapter in the Resident Evil series. I mean, unless you're afraid of much more detailed snakes, or much more detailed sharks, or frankly any level of detail of giant tarantula. Before you have to worry about them though, you'll have to worry about zombies, because the Spencer Mansion is lousy with them. Odds are, at some point, you're going to get killed by a ravenous Z. Not great respecters of personal space, these guys. Having just had your face munched off by the shambling undead for the very first time, this would be a great opportunity for the game to reassure you. Maybe offer a pointer for your next encounter with a hungry zombie. A re-explanation of the old tank controls might be nice for a start. Half the horror in this game is how you have to slowly rotate on the spot to go anywhere. Instead of a supportive message, what you get after you die for the first time is the familiar sound of an achievement pop with the less than encouraging title, Get Used to It. Though to be fair to Capcom, with 8 mainline games, not counting those many remakes and spin-offs, yeah, you kind of are going to have to get used to it. Thank you so much for watching this video about mean achievements. Now that you're at the end of it, what have you achieved? Nothing mean. Instead, we've got a couple of lovely videos for you. One up here from Outside Xtra and one down here from Outside Xbox. Please do like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and if you'd like to support what we do, head to patreon.com/oxclub. Bye.
Get used to it.
Oh man, you ruined it.